right, so a lot has changed since GloZell was here last year. I mean, you were still killing it last year, but now you can say that you've interviewed the mother president. Who else can say that?
Wow.
That was the exact quote,
Which is the official title the office holds
Exactly.
on his door, the motherfucking president.
Yes. So, GloZell, walk us through that moment. How nervous were you? Were you excited when he approached you throughout the whole interview? We want to hear it all.
Yes.
Well, I thought it was a joke the whole time. I'm like, I just know that they're gonna be like, psych, you've been punked, because I'm like, me? But I was asked to be quiet because I started screaming like, I'm in the White House!
So who tells you? Like the Secret Service come over and they go, shh.
Well, it was YouTube, Google. They were like, shh, be quiet, because they're thinking, oh, Lord, we done picked the wrong person. She's here and she done lost her mind. But I was like, I didn't know you had to be quiet in the White House. There's no signs.
Thank you.
Tell a sister, then I would know. But the president landed in a helicopter, and I was like, oh, look at that brother right there. Like, what? So I was freaking out. Everybody's like,
Absolutely.
hey, cautious. Like, I don't know.
As you should be. It's the
think
that's
so.
what I love about you, because you represent all of us. Because all of us would react the same way. So when he's approaching you, when you're watching him walk over to you to do the interview, what's going on? Because I would have died.
My thing was like, okay, GloZell, somehow you're here in this position, and I had serious questions that I needed to get to. So I'm like, I'm not gonna blow it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna bump a walk to this thing. I'm looking dead in his eye, and I'll be like, what's up? Mr. President, sir.
I love that you brought up social injustices. I love that you brought up marriage equality. I love that you brought up equal rights and equal justice. So how important was that to you to ask the president those questions?
Those are the only questions that I wanted to ask, and I'm just thankful that I was allowed to ask them. They're very important. My fans, and I have a lot of friends who are gay, and I'm like, this is a very important subject to me. And of course, I'm black, so we're getting shot up and killed everywhere. So I'm like, we need to bring that up too.
Good for you.
It keeps coming up. I'm going, well, speeches are good, Mr. President, but what else can be done? Sort of thing, and nicely, because I'm not trying to go head to head with the president. But I just wanted to know that these things are important and they're being addressed.
Did you ever second guess yourself? Because that's the first thing I would do.
Me
I'd
too.
be like, yeah, I should probably ask something like softball-y and easy. Like, how do you go through that process of selecting questions?
No, because I figured I didn't know what his thought process was, and did they think I was gonna be super goofy or whatever? I'm like, it had to cross the line. Like, you pick somebody who you thought was kind of light. Because I'm not a journalist.
Your delivery was light, though, which was great. But then you asked the hard-hitting questions.
Thank you. I'm like, I have to ask these questions because these are affecting my life, my race, so to speak, which is a part of everybody. Things that happens to everybody, because now there's the fallout.
How is life different now, or was it just back to business as usual after?
No, life has been a lot different because.
Yay, GloZell.
I was like,
I get excited. I'm excited for you.
You're so sweet.
That's a strong statement to make. Life has been.
Let's say it's nice to hear that you're excited, because there was there's still backlash from quote unquote real journalists, so to speak, who feel like, I guess, that they should have been the ones.
Times are changing.
But exactly, well, good. A lot of politicians go on talk shows and things. I'm going, it's the same thing. I don't see them bashing the Tonight Show or the Ellen Show or Oprah Winfrey, but I guess I was a good target. And I wasn't the only one that interviewed them. It's like the other two, they just like, we won't bother with them. But this one.
That's BS, because at the end of the day, the message is the goal is rather to be able to spread these messages to your audience and another person's audience and another person's audience, because then it trickles down into everyone.
Exactly.
Isn't that what we want?
I'm glad that, it went viral, so as long as you're talking about me, that means you might be talking about the issues.
Thank you. Exactly. And I want to talk about your brand, because I think that your brand, when I look at you and I go, wow, this is fascinating how you've been able to cultivate from like the green lips to every time you tweet, you do the dash GloZell. That continuity to me is somebody that really is an expert in branding. Is that something that came naturally to you, or is that something that you had to learn and apply?
I had to learn and apply that because people would take clips of my videos and you didn't know who it was. So I always say my name in the beginning, and when I type something, I put my name at the end, so you know it's coming from me. Now people, if someone takes a video, like, we know that's GloZell. So it was very important in the beginning, because I didn't know how to get my material back from people who took it off the internet.
I love it. So what's next?
What
Can you
is
share?
next?
Can you share with us? Like, what's next?
Well, there's a lot of things, that's in contracts.
Of course.
So I would love to come back and say, oh, yes, I'm doing this movie and on this show. And yes. And I would like to interview like royalty. So if I would say, since I'm, aiming high, whatever the Prince William.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Oh wait, he does a good Prince William. Do it.
This is what it would be like. Oh, so happy to have you.
Can we do it? What is it? I know. Okay, go. And go.
Okay, so what is it like to be like royalty?
Oh gosh, it's fantastic. I make babies and that's my job.
I'm so glad you do that. Cute babies too. Now, when is there gonna be like somebody black like that joins the family? I'm just saying I could do that.
What are black people?
Yeah.
Not aware. Not
Tell the
aware.
queen I'm coming over, okay? Guess who's coming to dinner and crumpets?
Yay! That was amazing. Oh my God, that was so good.
Really good.
That was so good. I think that we need to end it at that note. That was fantastic. So big round of applause for our guest today, GloZell. We're so proud of her.
Pop that trigger.
Yes, pop that trigger. And we want you to come back and share all your good news because we're huge
appreciate it.
fans. And we will see you guys all next time on Pop Trigger. Yeah, girl.